Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Sideline Banter. My name is Coop. Joined with me, as always, my co-host, Weston Murphy. Weston, how you doing on this fine Wednesday evening, huh?
I mean, I'm ready to go. As you can see, I got the perfect football talking attire on, the PJ pants. So I'm comfy and I'm ready to get into it because
PJ pants.
Hey, PJ pants, it's a classic.
This guy's ready for bed already.
Hey, maybe so, but
maybe because his team is a sleeper to win this week. Whoa!
Okay, throwing out the heat early.
Dude, you've been feeling the Cowboys lately.
He low key is a closet Cowboys fan. I think.
No, I just like that your quarterback's name is Cooper and he's a redhead.
Yeah,
sure.
It is very conflicting for me to
It's
cheer for that
fucking
guy.
awesome.
It's been difficult. I'm not gonna lie, but
Hey,
hey,
it's sick.
bitch, we up.
Hey, you guys are up and the Steelers are definitely down. But before we get to anything, Spence, say what's up to the people, huh?
Hey, yo, our beautiful producer. He's out here today.
Yo, not really feeling it right now. I just
Nah.
saw Manny Machado get a home run.
Ooh,
Start off
this
the
guy's
game.
a Dodger fan. He's got the
Yeah.
LA hat on.
Watching the Dodgers game in the background,
yeah.
we could care less.
Yeah. Maybe we won't be getting live reactions out of you. Maybe tears?
No. We got this.
I just want people to see your fit.
Oh,
Please.
I got you.
They got to see the fit.
Shout out Jordan Bentley. Hi, plan.
Yeah, there we go, baby.
Hey, yo. Our guy.
But before we get to the weekly topic of sweeping the socials with Weston Alexander Murphy.
Oh, the middle name.
Sorry, I keep
treacherous.
Sorry, rewind. Sweeping the socials with Weston Murphy.
Okay.
Don't forget to follow us at _Sideline Banter on Instagram and Twitter. Hit the subscribe, like button below on YouTube. Hit the subscribe on Spotify and Apple Music as well. Download our episodes, do us a favor.
Hey.
You get notified every time we post on Apple Music and Spotify and YouTube. And this episode is sponsored by, I'm kidding. No sponsor this week. Weston, let's go ahead and jump right into it, huh? What do the people want to hear from us this week?
Hey, did the clean sweep on the socials today, and we got a little bit of action, a couple things to go over. So, we might as well just get right into it. See what you think.
Jump right into it.
The week was definitely dramatic as far as the referees playing a significant part in the outcomes of games, which we obviously never like to see. Kind of takes
a lot out of the game.
Yeah, for sure. The credibility of the game, it doesn't seem as
Very disappointing.
Yeah, as stellar as it usually is when.
Usually it seems to go Tom Brady's way, if we're being honest here. But
and
that's
what
happened this weekend.
I think that's in reference to the first question we got from, loyal follower here, Steven Lasevsky.
Steven.
Shout out
My
for
guy.
sure, putting the questions on for sweeping the socials. We can't thank you enough, but. So, yeah, this question kind of falls in line with that information, but do you think the NFL is getting too strict with these roughing the passer calls? So we saw the Grady Jarrett hit on Tom Brady like you were referencing. And then what was the other one that we just had?
Chris Jones on Derek Carr.
Correct.
When he stripped the ball away as he was sacking him.
Yeah, and there was also a crazy clip that the Pat McAfee show actually played.
Yeah, from Bill's game. It was, I don't know what Ravens player, but it was a DB coming on a blitz. And he just went head-to-head with Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah. I was actually referencing the Patrick Mahomes tackle, which was exactly identical to he got sacked by Denzel Perryman, and he got thrown the exact same way that
they didn't call it?
That Brady did, and they didn't call it.
It just shows that they love Brady.
I mean, for sure.
They love Brady.
Hey, yo.
I'm just saying, they love him.
Yeah, but what do you think? I mean, do you think – I think the answer is obvious.
It's very obvious.
The way that they're – jeopardizing teams winning or losing, like in both cases, were the highest of extreme because it played such a big difference in the outcome. That's the point where obviously us as fans look at it and we're like, okay, something isn't right here. Like
it's almost gonna it plays into question, should roughing the passer be a reviewable play call? And we saw what happened when they made pass interference a reviewable play call, and it almost kind of made the league, put the league in shambles. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people liked it, and they eventually reversed the rule, and now you can't challenge pass interference anymore. But this roughing the passer is,
I think it's different.
In game time situations, like we saw with the Buccaneers game, Falcons had scored 15 unanswered points in the second half. Falcons defense gets a big time stop on Tom Brady and the Bucs. It seemed like the Bucs defense wasn't going to be able to stop the Falcons. Falcons get the ball back. Who knows if they score or not? But still, Falcons get a big-time stop that they need to get their offense back on the field. And
a beautiful play, too.
we get beautiful play.
Yeah.
The stunt that
Jarrett ran all the way around. It was sick.
It was literally perfect. It was like you could not have asked for anything better.
Mm-hmm.
And you can almost kind of like when you watch the play, it seems like he had the ability to really slam Brady.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he let up anyway.
He lets
right?
up. He definitely lets up without a doubt. And the Buccaneers end up getting the first down and running the clock out, winning the game. It's like same thing happened with the Bills in Ravens game when Josh Allen got that. Bills were driving down the field. It was a tie ball game. They were about to get a turnover, and then they get an automatic first down, and then a couple plays later, they kick the game-winning field goal. It's like this penalty, I get that we're trying to protect the quarterback because it's obvious that we've seen what happens when a team loses their franchise quarterback. Their season's basically over at that point.
Right.
But it's almost how much are people going to actually want to watch the game if it continues to get this soft? And people are going to watch it regardless. That's not what I mean, but like it's going to become a
put up with shit.
Yeah,
like
it's going to become an issue where people are going to start getting very upset, and not just fans, players. Like I'm not going to be surprised if we start seeing players start coming out and really lashing on this roughing the passer penalty.
Yeah, because I honestly was surprised at how well Chris Jones kept his composure in that situation, let alone like if this consistently starts to happen after that we discuss it week in and week out. Like I think the way that I look at it, the pass interference thing never should have became a reviewable situation just because I think the understanding between, the competition between a DB and a receiver, there's always going to be hand fighting. There's always going to be a leverage battle. You're always going to be touching. Like it's a much more, I think, objective way of looking or subjective way of looking at it, whether it's a pass interference. Like I think a roughing the passer call is a lot more objective to the point where having it be reviewable is beneficial because you can see if there's malicious intent, if they are really trying to hurt them. Like I think situationally they're so different in the fact that like both people are competing for the same thing. When it's a cornerback and receiver, they're both going after the ball. Like things are going to happen in the midst of that kind of confrontation, but roughing the passer is much more, I think, blatant to see from the terms of that the defensive lineman's main objective is to sack the quarterback. And if you're coming with malicious intent or an power into force, whatever they put your whole body weight on them is in the rule book, I'm pretty sure, under roughing the passer, which I think
that's like the main thing they look for, I think, is if the defender's putting their whole weight on the passer. Yeah,
to protect like probably the shoulders and collarbone from breaking type of thing. And in that situation, we saw Chris Jones, I think, brace himself essentially to not put all of his body weight on Carr.
And I think what was going on with that is he was going for the ball, so it kind of was a mixture of he's trying to make a play on top of trying to pull back, and he definitely put some of his body weight on Carr, but I mean, at that point, the ball's out. Like, that's why, to me, I'm like, why are we throwing this penalty?
Exactly, and I think, I mean, you pretty much served the explanation there. Like, if that was a play that was able to be reviewed and they could come to that conclusion, I think it would be beneficial because you can clearly see that.
Chris Jones literally has the ball in his hand by the time he lands on top of Carr. Like, so at that point, it's a change of possession, in my opinion, and it's like, why? It's technically Carr becomes the... He's on the defense at that point. You know what I mean? It's like there's so many ways that you can look at it, but regardless, at the end of the day, both those calls were unnecessary, and I don't know. The Bills and the Falcons game were officiated by the same crew, same head official who threw both those flags. So it starts to make you
question that crew and the credibility of what they've been on for a while.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And even last year, they were saying, they said on, I believe it was Pat McAfee this week, that same officiating crew had to be pulled from a playoff game last year because of some of the integrity of their calls that they were making, because they were very questionable calls. Yeah. And they didn't want it to affect the playoff game. I'm actually kind of interested on what playoff game that was going to be. But yeah, it's just,
not the Steelers.
Well, we won't be in a playoff game for a while. So,
as a former D lineman, what do you think about this kind of rule? Because I know you like to fuck people up when you were gonna sack them back in the day. So, like, what do you kind of look at this as?
Well, for me, I think it's just kind of hard, like, to think in the moment as a D lineman, like running in there, that you just have to be careful when handling someone like that you're chasing after.
Right.
Like, I don't know. It's
especially like I mean, I'm sure you could speak to this, like in the case of like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, like a superior athlete, like you're going to go in there with all force because that's your advantage, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So it's hard to really, it definitely gears the game, I think, more towards finesse and speed players.
Right.
Because either way, the way they hit them, they're not going to put as much body weight or, you know, that type of overpowering tackle to where they think it's like eccentric force that they have to throw the flag. So, yeah.
Freddie Freeman home run. Let's go, baby.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Dodgers
Damn,
on the
really
board.
already?
Yeah.
Freeman?
Yes, sir.
The score 1-1.
1-1.
Nice.
All right. We'll see what happens.
Nice. Well, yeah. I mean, we could sit here and talk about the ref and the passer all night if we really wanted to.
Yeah, but it's just ref shit that we can't control.
The league, I think if this continues, the league will look into it in the offseason, no doubt.
Well, speaking of, you know, Brady getting a little easy win at the end of the Falcons game just because of the refs.
I hate that man.
A fan of the Buccaneers, Bradley Meyer, he asked, why in a league that is now built to favor offensive and production, like as far as the fans, like because it's exciting, why is production so low across the board this year so far?
I think it's genuinely because defenses are starting to learn themselves. And, you know, I think it's starting to balance out, honestly, without trying to make it sound so all fancy. I think the league is finally balancing itself out a little bit because now we're starting to
figuring out these pass-heavy offenses a little bit.
Figuring out these pass-heavy offenses. I mean, you look at it now, there's just as many superstar defensive players as there are superstar offensive players in the league now. So it's like...
I agree, and especially these fucking pass rushers.
Pass rushers, like, really, honestly, it seems like every offseason there's a new highest paid defensive player. And, I mean, this past offseason we saw two. We saw Minka was the highest paid safety, and then Derwin James took that after him. Last year it was Budda Baker. The year before Budda Baker it was Jamal Adams. And then last year it was Aaron Donald. Then this year it was T.J. Watt. It was T.J. Watt first, and then it was Aaron. You know what I mean? Like, we're seeing so many superstars on the defensive side of the ball come out. Even this, I mean, every year it seems like there's a superstar defensive player that comes out of the top five. And this year we had 3 defensive players picked in the top 5.
Yeah.
We had Walker, Hutchinson, and Sauce. And I might be forgetting someone else, but I mean, regardless, at least three out of the 5. So it's almost like the league is now, teams are realizing, oh my God, these offenses are good, and we need to make sure our defense is just as good, if not better.
Yeah, it's damn near, I think, more so boiling down to that as far like what you said, evolve thinking wise. Like, if we get these superstar quarterbacks, it doesn't necessarily matter as much what weapons we put around them. Like, obviously it's important.
Yeah.
But we more so have to gear up to stop these superstar quarterbacks because they make everybody around them so much better. So at that point, it's like, if we can't get a superstar quarterback or a weapon that is needed in that position, like, we might as well add depth to the defense because, like, all of these teams now that we see be successful at the end of the year, they obviously can run the ball and play defense when it comes down to it, but they have weapons, and like, someone gets hurt and they have next man up that comes in and is super good.
Yeah, look at the Chiefs offense. Other than Travis Kelce.
Yeah, but they lose Hill, and it's like they still have no names.
But that's what I'm to your point where, like, all these teams get superstar quarterbacks. It's almost now you don't really need number ones all over the place. Even with the Chargers and Herbert, like, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, don't get me wrong, are good, but like, Keenan Allen is, I would say, borderline top 5 receiver, but they don't have like a true like superstar at the wide receiver position, and neither do the Chiefs, other than Travis Kelce. But when you look at the rest of their supporting cast, it's due to tried to be number ones on their former teams and had to come play with Mahomes.
Yeah, Juju's a certified 2 now, and he's proving it. He's not playing out of his mind, but then they have guys like Sky Moore who can take the top off, or that Justin Watson guy, or and a lot of the time they're throwing it to the backs. They're throwing screens to McKinnon. Like, they're very creative on offense because they know, like...
Yeah, Edwards-Helaire is starting to become like not a superstar, but he's becoming a very well-known player again after his rookie year.
Exactly, and that's like the thing that I look at. Obviously, you look at the Bills have Stephon Diggs, who's a bona fide number 1. He's obviously right now probably top 3 receiver in the league, and you see that's making Josh Allen significantly better. and it's also making Gabe Davis significantly better. He's the number
Who came
2 on
out
that
of
team.
nowhere.
Who's eating.
Came out of absolutely nowhere.
Since last year, since that 4 touchdown performance, he's been absolutely eating. He's going to earn himself a bag. But that's the thing. Like, not every team can afford to have that number 1 guy. So if you don't have the quarterback that makes everybody better, you're literally, your main focus is loading up on defense to be able to sack the quarterback, play tight coverage on the weapons, or because linebackers don't really get picked that high anymore unless they're edge
freaks.
rushers.
Unless
Yeah,
they're
or
freaks.
freaks.
Like Devin White, who was, I think he was a top 10 pick.
Yeah,
Devin Bush was a top 10 pick, even though
hasn't panned out as
he has
well
not
as
panned out since his rookie year. But
he's playing well right
you're
now.
right. It's either, most of the time, it's either edge rushers who are getting picked in the first round, or even you don't see a lot of safeties really get picked. It's mostly cornerbacks and edge rushers. We only saw 2 safeties, I think, get picked in the first round last year. It was Kyle Hamilton and
who's dog shit right
God,
now.
why am I spacing on the what's his name for Houston? He went to LSU. Singleton or
Stingley? He's a corner.
Stingley. Is he a corner?
Yeah, he's corner.
Okay, so yeah, to my knowledge, there's only 1 safety that came out in the first round last year, and that was Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, and he hasn't performed well at all.
I think what people also don't realize as well is there's really not that many crazy superstar like offenses, quarterbacks in the league. There's really only like 5 or 6 guys who were like, oh my God, that's who I would take right now. I mean, there's 32 teams total.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've been seeing Mahomes and Herbert and Allen and Lamar light up these teams for so long. It's like now they've been in the league for 5 going on 6 years. The rest of the league is catching up to them in terms of, like I said at the beginning, it's becoming a very balanced league once again, which I think is honestly way better for the league.
Yeah.
It is obviously fun when you see high-scoring games and these guys throwing for 400 or 500 yards, 50 touchdowns every year. But at some point, as at least for me as a football fan, it is great to see like a dogfight, like teams, the 21-24 games, or even to my opinion, sometimes the games were like, why am I forgetting his name? Al Michaels on the Thursday night game last week when it was 3-3. He was like, sometimes the game is so bad, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, to me, I honestly agreed with him because when you get to that point where it's the third quarter and it's still a 3-3 game and you're watching, now at this point, you're watching 2 hard-nosed defenses battle back and forth to see who's going to be able to keep getting stops the longest for their offense to be able to go out there and put some sort of points on the board to eventually win the game. Some people think it's boring. Me, personally, I think it's enjoyable to watch. I also don't like watching my team get 8 points put up on their heads. So,
but in reference to what you said, you made an interesting point. You said we're seeing the rest of the league as far as like Herbert, Mahomes, Allen, and Lamar play significantly well for these couple of years, and now the rest of the league trying to catch up with them. I think we are seeing that and feeling that, which I think is kind of why it's a little bit slow right now, is because they're all easing themselves into their prime, like to be on the status that Brady and Rodgers were on type of thing. And I think with that said, we're kind of feeling, at least this year, the phase out of the older quarterbacks. We're not feeling Brady's presence as much this year at all. We're not feeling Aaron Rodgers' presence as much at all this year, because obviously losing Adams is huge, but they just have young players, and it doesn't really seem like right now they're all on the same page. I feel like they could figure it out, but he's not having the MVP season that he has had the past 2 years. So I think we're kind of feeling a phase out of those players, and subsequently the phase in of the new regime kind of working themselves into their prime. We're seeing Allen and Mahomes be the number 1 and number 2 guys right now, and I think that's what's been anticipated for the last couple of years, and now we're feeling it. But I think with what you said I agree with. Like, we're waiting for the rest of those guys that are, behind them, the Burrow, the Herbert, whatever, to get on their level, and then we're gonna really see offensively the teams that are good be good, and the teams that have to scheme defensively to stop them have kind of those battles type of thing. So I think it'll be interesting in the next coming years to see what productivity on offense looks like and how exciting the league is, because the way I look at it now, it's definitely a league that's like more geared towards the fans offensively. They want high scoring points. It's
they want 50 plus points every game.
Yeah, and so
that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah, so I think that we're seeing a different phase, and those quarterbacks, the new era, kind of evolve into what they're going to be and what the league is going to be. So that was a good question, Bradley.
Yeah, that was a good question.
Show.
Great question. They asked his quarterback that same question, so I'm not surprised.
Hey. All right.
What are you doing over there, Spence? What's the score? Anything happen? Are Dodgers still batting?
No, Padres are at.
Is it the second inning already?
Yeah, it's at the top of
Oh
second.
my God.
All right, so we got an interesting question for our resident Jets fan, Johnny Burke, Johnny O2.
Oh, he asked a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, God.
He's out here. He said, are the Jets seriously very serious about winning? So I don't know if my man was faded, but
He might have been.
I think
I hope not. He probably said that at like noon today.
Dude,
Wednesday.
winning that division game against the Dolphins, bro, they looked pretty good. They look explosive and young.
This is what I was going to ask
Beat
later
the Steelers
on.
and Dolphins back to back. They're
This is
lit
what I was
right
going to
now.
ask early on in the show. Later on, are the Dolphins just dead because they don't have two anymore?
Yeah, they're looking rough.
I mean, I'm not trying to discredit the Jets at all because
I think you got to give them
the
some
Steelers
credit.
are a shitty football team. Let's be real here. They're not good.
So you are discrediting them.
No, I'm not discrediting them, but I'm more saying those are definitely two big. I said last week the Jets win regardless is big. That was only the second time they've won in Pittsburgh ever, or it was either the second or third time. I don't remember, but regardless, they've only won in Pittsburgh 2 or 3 times ever, and they've played each other like 18 times total. That regardless is a big win for them. Now I don't think the Jets. It's kind of a hard question to answer because obviously every team is serious about winning. I think the Jets are finally. The building blocks that we've been seeing over the past couple of years, I think they're finally coming into shape, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense at all, but whatever. You get what I mean.
Yeah,
all the pieces that they've been putting together, it's finally starting to flourish a little bit.
I think they're getting enough pieces that they're actually able to lay a foundation now.
And I think Saleh was a great coach hire to begin with, and I think he inherited a bad team, and now he's finally putting his own pieces together to where he can create the team that he wants. And I don't think that division is just going to be really good for a long time. Mm-hmm. So the Jets, to me, yes, I think they're finally serious about winning, but I think it's going to maybe be a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get past the Bills, and
they got to get past the Bills. They might get past Miami.
Division for the next 5 years.
They might get past Miami this year. It all depends on when and if Tua comes back.
True.
The Patriots, in my opinion, are not dead, but they're not that good of a football team. I don't think the Jets and Patriots have played each other this year.
That'll be interesting.
And that's what I was going to say. Now, if the Jets go out and they beat New England, then we can sit here and say, are the Jets a wild card team? Are they sneaky? Yeah. Could they be a team who gets in the 7th seed?
Considering they see in the AFC how injured they are and
the AFC is the AFC really is kind of up in the air right now.
Bills, Chiefs, and the rest is questions.
It's Bills, Chiefs, and you could say the Ravens, but like even they're kind of questionable. That game against Cincinnati, divisional game, yes, but they still underperformed.
They damn near lost again.
They underperformed at home. Like
Lamar had to clutch up again.
And
it's the same shit we said with Kyler. How many times is it they're going to ask him to do that?
Kyler is just a whole nother conversation, which we'll touch on.
But we can't put him on Lamar's level anymore.
No, we can't even put him in that top. He's not.
He's outside top 10.
I was going to say, is he outside top 10?
Yeah.
You think so?
As of right now, the way he's
playing. Let's think. It's Allen.
Bro, Hurts
Mahomes.
is above him right now.
Oh, for sure. It's
Hurts
Allen,
is playing well.
in no order at all. No order at all. It's Allen, Mahomes, Lamar, Herbert, Brady, Rodgers.
Yeah.
Hurts. He's getting talked about. We're talking about right now.
Yeah. Burrow.
Tua for a little bit.
Burrow. Are there two people who fit that top 10?
I mean, if Dak was healthy, that's the other guy.
Yeah, but Dak to me is still not even.
I mean, yeah, but bro, that stat that I sent you about their offense being in the top.
Yeah, you're right.
That
Murray might be a top 10 quarterback, but he's on the cusp. He's like sitting around 11, 12, in my opinion.
Let me put a question out there for you guys.
Okay.
Right now, you have a quarterback that you have to pick right now to start in the game next week. You picking Kirk Cousins or are you taking Kyler for your team?
Depends what time the game's at.
That's a good point.
Is it a double XP weekend?
Yeah, double XP weekend, or is it prime time for Kirk?
They've been even talking about it. They were talking about it on 98.7 this morning, how the Cardinals game might get moved back a whole hour because of the Mariners game. And even the announcers on
No way, they clowned him?
they were like, oh, well, maybe the Cardinals will play good because they'll think it's because they're saying that's a slow start, first half, and then they always come out in the second half, and even they were literally saying
they're the worst
maybe
first half team in NFL history.
of all time.
Yeah.
But they were even saying maybe the Cardinals will actually play good because they'll think it's the second half. Like, bro, like, come on. You paid your GM, your head coach, and your quarterback on one offseason, and you're a struggling 2-3 football team after ripping off 11 straight wins last year.
To answer your question, I'd probably take Kirk Cousins.
I would probably...
Dude, Kirk Cousins is playing sick nasty
Kirk Cousins
right now.
is playing sick nasty. He is.
Started 18 of 18 last game.
Yeah, I'd probably take Kirk Cousins right now.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins started 18 of 18.
Okay,
bro.
so let me ask you this. If you put Kirk Cousins on this Cardinals team, what's their record?
Yeah, that's such a good point.
Because you also do, leading off of... I guess we could jump into Noah's question.
Yeah, I can get to it.
And sorry, John, but I mean, to answer the Jets question, I think the Jets are very serious about winning, but they still have some. They're kind of like
There's
Miami.
work to do in the division,
there's
brother.
work to do.
It's
There's
an
work to
uphill
do,
battle
for sure. But they look good. This is the best they've looked since Rex Ryan
They meet New England week 8
for the first
so,
time.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, week 8.
We'll see.
By then,
So
we'll
we'll
know what
find
kind of
out.
team they are.
Get back to us week
Yeah,
8.
we'll know what kind of team they are.
Yeah, if they pull out a win.
Who do they play this weekend?
Green Bay.
Ooh, interesting.
Green
They
Bay.
could dub.
And Green Bay needs a win.
They need, and Rodgers
Yeah,
hasn't been
that
practicing.
one might be a battle.
That's gonna be a good
Rodgers hasn't been practicing.
one.
He's got a
fine.
thumb injury.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah, he's fine. But Wilson versus Rodgers, that's kind of an intriguing matchup, huh?
Is he gonna fuck Rodgers' mom? Is Rodgers' mom gonna show up for the game
No way.
for Zach?
Rodgers doesn't even talk to his mom.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. That'd be wild. We should start that rumor.
But Noah's question, yeah.
Yeah, so back on the Cardinals train. Noah Gerald, obviously Cardinals stan. Poor guy. If the Cardinals go 3-3 before we get D-Hop back, do you think they could make a serious playoff push as they get healthier and more player availability? I mean, who is he talking about, you think, specifically? Who else is injured?
Let's just jump. Let's use this, and let's just jump right into that Cardinals-Eagles game in general.
Okay, yeah, let's get into the... Yeah.
I think... well, we can still keep... I don't know if there's more questions or not, but just because there's a couple things I wanted
Damn near the last ones, because the last ones were just your cousin trolling you, so pretty much.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll talk about that, too. I already saw that question.
Okay. Yeah, we can get into it then.
The Cardinals, I mean, I don't really know who's... Noah was trying to list off to me, like, their whole IR, and they did have some guys hurt, but...
Everyone's hurt.
Is
a little bit.
Is D-Hop really going to make that much of a difference?
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to sit here and say D-Hop's not good, because D-Hop is really fucking good at football. Like, he really is. But
the way Kyler's playing right now, bro, there's
that
only
is
so much
exactly what I was
D-Hop
gonna
can
say.
do, right?
That was you took the words right out of my mouth. Kyler is not playing at a level
that, like, plugging D-Hop
Yeah.
in makes him so much better,
He's
right?
not playing at a level of what he claims himself to be. He looks so out of it right now.
It's not even claims himself what he makes.
That's honestly what I was going for.
I mean, he's not claiming to be the best in the world, but he makes a fuck ton of money and argued for that money.
He makes
so.
a lot. He's like the third highest paid quarterback in the league.
And he's playing, like we said, he's hovering around top 10. I don't know if he's in or not.
I mean, yeah, it's.
If Dak comes back and Deshaun comes back,
I was literally just gonna
he's
say
out.
it depends on how, but I'm praying on Deshaun's downfall. So
facts. We don't want to see Deshaun shine.
it's more just because I fucking hate Cleveland, but
But
with everything
either
in my mind.
that, like, we're not Deshaun fans here.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's a good point. But we'll mention Aaron Hernandez every other episode.
All right. Someone just wants to point fingers. I
Hey,
guess.
they said it on. They low key said something about him on Pat the other day, and I was like, "Let's go. We're not the only ones."
Yeah, if someone has the Aaron Hernandez Florida jersey, I might take it off your hands for the right price. Slide in the messages.
But yeah, no, you're right. Kyler's not. He just doesn't look like he wants to even. I am gonna make a hot take right here. He's gonna be playing baseball by the end of this contract,
Whoa.
without a doubt.
Spence, Dodgers?
Oh, Dodgers. Yeah, they're looking good.
No, you need Kyler Murray at shortstop?
Oh, yeah. No, hell no. I don't even want
No,
him.
he's got a contract.
Dude, he's
with
not
the
a team
A's,
player.
sitting waiting.
He's not a team player. That's one thing that really aggravates me about Kyler Murray is
He looks
watching
like
him.
a baby whenever he doesn't get his way on the field.
Well, not just that, but whenever he does do well, he throws a touchdown. he goes straight to the sidelines.
Yeah, you pointed that out.
I'll say it time and time again, dude. He's not a team player.
Because dude, QBs
I
that get lit with the team.
You see every other quarterback in the league
behind.
in college. Everyone goes and celebrates with their players in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He goes straight to the sidelines.
Yeah.
Hey, and you pointed that out, I think, last week's episode, and I noticed that in last week's game. He doesn't get hype for any, but then he gets pissed off when somebody doesn't run the right route, or he blames other people. He was pointing his finger at Cliff last week after they lost. Kyler, he's not accountable for himself. He slid on second down, a whole 2 yards away from the first down marker, and the first thing he says post game when somebody asks him about it, because the next play they clocked it to stop the ball, the first thing he says is, "I had Cliff in my ear saying, spike the ball, spike the ball, spike the ball." Like, they didn't even, that's not what they asked you. They asked you why you made the decision to slide on second down. You're making $240 million. Put your body on the line for one play and dive for the first down. Extend the drive. Get your kicker, your inexperienced kicker, even 3 to 5 more yards would have helped. The kick went wide, right? He missed it regardless. Yeah. But still, it's the principle that he looks very selfish out there right now.
Okay, and this is the point that I wanted to make as far as you guys is commenting on his emotions on the sideline and what have you. Giving my opinion, obviously, as someone that's played quarterback, that's always something that's always instilled in you, is that everybody on the team is looking at you at all times. Mm-hmm. And that's just amplified by fucking 1,000 when you're an NFL quarterback, as well as someone making as much money.
And your name's Cooper.
Shut the fuck up. Especially when you're in the NFL and you're a cornerstone player for a franchise making that much money. Everybody in the stadium's fucking looking at you and how you react to things, let alone your teammates. And that's the thing. Like, I understand it's a man's game and people don't really look at motivation. But, like, if you see your quarterback, like, down on that shit, like, it doesn't make you want to play hard for him. And it doesn't, like, necessarily let you know, like, I have a chance or I want to fight for this guy. And, I mean, that's the thing. The Cardinals are getting in these situations where that's all they can do is fight, because that's
every game.
Yeah, they're fighting for their fucking lives. And that's the thing. A team that won 11 games in a row last year was dominant, and now they look like a completely different franchise, and it's headwayed by the same exact people. So it's just like,
that they're stuck with.
Yeah, that's
they're
also
stuck
the thing.
With all three of them.
They have to make it work, or it's just like, what
Kime
the fuck?
and Cliff are there till 2027, I think.
And that's the thing. There's no way they keep Cliff over Kyler, so it's like Cliff could be gone very well.
Cliff could be gone,
and that's due in part to, I think, the way that Kyler reacts to stuff, his emotions on the sideline.
I think both
it
of
does
them
not. Nothing tells me that they have a good relationship. You know,
they're very on the field, but I feel like that's such a good point. Oh my god, I love that, because I literally feel like they're all for the cameras. Like, on the field, they make it work, but then after that, I feel like they don't. I feel like they go home and they don't even speak a word to each other until Wednesday. Like, and I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, you need to be, but, like, you know what I mean? It's like they literally, Cliff gives his post-game speech in the locker room, and then that's it. Like, you know, they don't look at each other, they don't speak to each other. Like,
it looks very forced.
And again, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh, like, every quarterback and coach need to be in constant, but they don't look like they have any sort of, like, to them it's a work relationship. To them it seems like they don't communicate.
There's no chemistry.
There's no chemistry. Like, to them it seems like.
And that's the thing, there was. So where it definitely, something happened.
This offseason for sure. Probably.
Yeah, the contract
they have the same
addendum.
agent.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there was something going on with the contract
Cliff
negotiation.
Cliff
getting signed first. Kyler getting his contract, and then the whole film study clause.
Yeah.
Putting that out there, making that public, taking it out of the contract, and then making Kyler call plays during the offseason.
Just so much
or
shit.
During preseason, because Cliff made it very known to the public, again, to the media, saying to Kyler, calling plays isn't that easy. Like, everything. It almost seems like, and I mentioned this the first episode, I think, when we came back for the season, the Cardinals were putting so much on Kyler Murray that he was going to start resenting that franchise, and it almost looks like, again, he just doesn't want to play football anymore. He looks like a guy to me that got paid, and he's like, you know what, this money's guaranteed. I'm set. I'm a two-sport athlete. Again, my hot take, I'm going to go play baseball when this contract's up. I'm going to enjoy myself here. I'm not going to beat my body up for this franchise for the rest of my career. Like, and if he keeps playing like this, by the end of his contract, no team's going to want to sign him. I mean, a team will probably want to sign him, but not like.
Get a chance, but yeah.
Well,
I
he
feel
is
you.
signed to FaZe Clan.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
might start
like,
his
He has
streaming
backup
career.
plans. I think we can all agree.
He's got a baseball contract. Literally, the A's, but when he got drafted, it was, do you want to play baseball or do you want to play football? And the A's literally said, we have a contract waiting for you whenever you want to play baseball. Like, he literally got drafted to
Yeah, they
the
need
Oakland
him, too.
A's.
Yeah.
The A's need some help.
I think we can all
This
agree
guy.
right now that the Cardinals are trending downward, and there's nothing in these next upcoming weeks that really makes me want to say like that they have the potential to start trending upward heavily. Besides D-Hop coming back,
If D-Hop can, I think, make them
a
a
huge
better team,
difference,
but
but
how much?
is he gonna? He's not gonna win these games that they're putting like Kyler Murray in the situation every single time, and we've seen it like on year's end last year when they got in situations where games got close, like they're playing every single fucking week right now. And teams just do what? They double D-Hop so you can't get it to him in the fourth quarter, and he runs curls, and he gets frustrated because Kyler's not giving him the ball because they need 25 yards because they get sacked one time, and they don't have any other weapons.
Because there's no reason why the Cardinals should be struggling this bad on offense.
I don't think so at all. I mean, I understand the running
Do you
back
have
is
their
hurt.
schedule up? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm interested in their schedule moving
Who
forward.
do they play
too.
this week?
They play the Seahawks.
Oh, that's right.
In the 12th man.
That's right.
Divisional matchup in the 12th man. That's. I feel like that's a hard matchup for them.
Especially the way that Gino's been playing.
And the way that, I mean, that Kyler has been playing and communicating with Cliff.
Who do they play next week?
The NOLA, the Saints.
Ooh, that's D-Hop's first
And they're
game
playing
back.
that at home. And so you know how
And
they
they're
play at home.
historically bad. They haven't won a game at
They're
home
bad
yet.
at home. Then they go to the Vikings in Minnesota.
Which they'll.
Kirk versus Kyler.
Oh my God.
Turn up.
There it is.
We'll see who
Here's
really.
what I will say.
Who's your quarterback?
Marquise Brown.
I'm taking Kirk. Kirk is. I think Kirk
What
is.
time is the game at?
Oh, good question. 10.
10 a.m. Kirk Cousins, baby, give it to me. He's gonna start 20 for 20.
Kirk Cousins is, dude. He's criminally underrated.
Here's what I. Oh yeah, I would take Kirk Cousins.
And actually, that Saints game is a Thursday night game.
Oh, the Cardinals will lose that game. I'm already gonna predict that the Cardinals are gonna lose.
on Thursday night.
For sure. Coming off a short week, the way that they play.
It's probably gonna be a dog shit game.
And I mean, I can't say anything because my team's horrible as well, but I'm just speaking off of Noah's question. Here's what I will say. Here's the shining light for the Cardinals offense. Marquise Brown is
Playing good.
playing so good. He's playing exactly how they wanted him to play.
He could go stupid when D-Hop gets back.
That just clicked in my head. He might actually be very dangerous when D-Hop, because they're not going to be able to double team D-Hop because
And play him over the top. No.
Yeah, but then they won't be able to double team Marquise, because if you double team Marquise, you leave D-Hop open. So
Exactly.
the ball will definitely be spread around more. I think it's more of how patient can Kyler be with D-Hop coming back, because if D-Hop might not come back and be D-Hop right away. I mean, the guy hasn't played a game yet. He might have.
Yeah,
He might
good
have,
point.
he might start off slow because he hasn't played yet. It's all gonna depend on
That'd
Kyler.
be on brand for the Cardinals for him to start off
yeah.
slow.
It's
Yeah.
all gonna depend on Kyler. And I'll tell you this: Cardinals fans need to be a little worried, because if this keeps up, D-Hop's not gonna want to come back. He's not gonna want to come back to this team unless the Cardinals throw their whole fucking salary at him. But he's not gonna want to come back if the Cardinals are gonna look like this.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where his loyalty lies as far as Kyler. But let's
Yeah.
talk about the other team in that game, the Eagles. I mean, they squeak out with a win. Obviously, I think if that game ended up going to overtime, it's Eagles 10
think the
times out of
Eagles-
10, right? Yeah.
I think it's
Unless another fucking
Yeah.
miracle happened, but it's Eagles 10 times out of 10 in that situation. They're just, I think, more prepared to win in overtime
I
right
agree.
now. But yeah, they look good again, and we got next week against the Dallas Cowboys matchup of the two hottest teams damn near in the NFL right now, I think. I would say probably.
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, the teams right now that are
Maybe.
making the most noise because
Buffalo. They just beat a historic franchise.
Shut the fuck up. This guy, I swear, man.
Look, dude, my
What
team,
did I say last week? Everybody.
I am seeing mock drafts with us having the number one pick. Let me just have something.
That's fucking fire.
It's okay, because then we're going to draft an offensive lineman, and Najee is going to finally be able to run for more than 5 fucking yards a game.
Receipts, motherfucker. I know
Yeah.
all you guys heard me making fun of Coop last week, saying they were gonna get routed
Look, I'm
by
not
the
gonna
Bills.
sit here and
what
say
did
that
he
my
say?
team is gonna
What did
get
he say?
shit on.
You'll see. You'll see.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, we're gonna get shit on. I didn't expect us to lose 38-3.
Well, you know what? I'm here to dance on your grave, buddy.
Let's see it.
Put that shit on.
Oh,
Because you know what? I said it and it happened. Shout out Josh Allen. Shout out Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis.
Dude, and that
oh my
game
God.
started off so. We had Buffalo backed up on like the 2. That 98-yard touchdown was on third down.
Yeah.
Third down.
And dude, the game started with you guys fucking muff kick. You guys pin him, and just like
That's what I'm saying. They were literally on the 2-yard line.
so uncharacteristic. And that's the worst part too. Is
It was
like
super windy. That's why. That's literally what happened.
I know, but like the thing is, I hate to say it, if TJ Watt was in that, probably a safety, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We're 0-8 without him.
yeah.
In
You
games,
guys suck
in
without
games
him.
that he doesn't play in and then get injured, we're 0-8.
You know what I wish he would do? Like, I know he's not this type of guy.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Just come to you guys and be like, sorry, we're gonna have to restructure. I want $350 million.
He won't. But
He
We're in
literally is
shambles.
their whole fucking team.
let's talk about the other team though. On the other side of that state, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh yeah, sorry,
Um,
Schmeagles.
God, that transition was smooth.
Yeah, Schmeagles are hot, bro. This game is gonna be good.
Are they? Are they? Fun fact: did you know that back in 1942, that the Eagles and the Steelers actually joined teams because they had too many players have to go to World War II, and they were called the Steagles.
Is that the
Fun fact for
navy
ya.
blue and yellow uniforms? Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was.
They were
what
called the
it's
Steagles.
for. Those are look those up if you've never seen those.
Yep.
Some of the worst uniforms you'll ever see. Interesting though.
Spencer looks shook.
I actually did see those uniforms this last week.
Mm-hmm.
They're ugly.
They are terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, are the Eagles a favorite, or can we finally consider them to be the favorite out of the NFC?
Record wise, right now, I think they
Yes.
look obviously.
Because
but
you're right, that whole division minus the Commanders is really good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants just beat Green Bay.
The Giants
You
are
guys
some
just
walking
beat
zombies.
Dallas
They just
beat
survive.
the Super Bowl champions. I mean, the Eagles just beat the Cardinals, but I mean, still an impressive win. They came to Phoenix and got a win, even though that game looked like an Eagles home game.
And it was. I heard.
Did you
it was,
hear Cardinals fans were selling their tickets to Eagles fans?
Yeah, I heard it was like 75-25 Eagles.
Yeah.
Which is fucking hilarious.
Which is like,
so Arizona.
I don't ever want to
sports.
hear a Cardinals fan chant their B red, C red bullshit ever again. I just don't. I'm sorry. Look, I'm a Cardinals hater. All right, I'll go ahead and put it out there. But
And I'm a Steelers hater, so I got you, Cardinals fans.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll keep the world balanced.
But yeah,
as it
would
should
you
be.
consider the Eagles the top contender in the NFC right now?
I mean, I'd love
Non-biased.
to say, I'd love to be biased and say Cowboys right now, but I think we're going to see next week.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing well right now. I think
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I think the way that we're dogging on the Cardinals, the Eagles needed to have a better performance to be like outright favored right now. You feel me? Because like
I do.
they didn't play They almost lost. They damn near went to overtime at the end. And we've talked about it week in and week out that the Cardinals are going to fight and they're scrappy and they've gotten
Because the
lucky.
league is very top heavy for the NFC right now. There's a lot of NFC teams in the top 10.
Yeah.
Top 10 ranking right now is Eagles 1. And this is based off of winning percentage, points for, points against. There's a whole lot of factors that play into this.
Okay.
Philadelphia's number 1 NFC team. Bills and Chiefs are 2 and 3. And then we have Vikings 4, Cowboys 5, Giants 6, Buccaneers 7. And
Yeah.
then San Francisco's number 10. So the majority of that is NFC teams. It's very NFC heavy right now.
And that's the thing too. Like it's NFC heavy, but I think the serious contenders are more so on the AFC
Yeah,
side.
the AFC has the two powerhouse
The
teams.
two powerhouses, and the rest of the NFC is fighting. That's why I'm like, right now I look at the NFC as being up in the air because, especially after the not as dominant performances we would have liked to have seen last week from the Eagles, I think
Yeah, but it slips up. You know, they're a team who hasn't lost a game yet, so it's going to come to that point in time where they're
Yeah.
going to be battle tested.
I guess yeah, and they have pressure, so it's better to be battle tested now, especially being an undefeated team, to see what can happen. Because like, damn near they might be more dangerous once they do pick up a loss. So, I mean, fuck. I
Which
hope
could be this weekend.
I hope it's this weekend against the Dallas Texas Cowboys, but I don't know. I don't know. Eagles are an interesting team, just the way that they are able to play on offense. It's so variable, and they have a quarterback that can run, and he's throwing really well right now. And
he's damn near he's a dark horse for the MVP.
He's playing really well, and like we kind of referenced before, I think he's playing as in a top 10 quarterback level. But like we said, he has a true number 1 target, and he has a really good number 2. So like he's really coming along, I think, quickly because of the fact that he has 2 really good receivers to help him out, especially after the catch right now. And he has damn near one of the best tight ends in the league as well. So their offense is really, really deep. If they stay healthy, they're going to just be really hard to defend as time goes on.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts right now, 1,300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns only through the air. But, I mean, he's doing it with his legs, too. He's got 6 rushing touchdowns, 266 rushing yards. So
because when they get in the goal line, they're giving him the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't, the passing touchdowns doesn't really scare me because they're still, 10 total touchdowns. They're putting up points when it matters.
Well, hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that Cowboys team and
Yes,
that Cowboys game.
Preview of the game.
They get a nice win against the
Rammies.
defending Super Bowl champs. 22-10, I believe, was the final score. Cooper Rush comes out, plays another great game as a game manager. Cowboys defense comes out and, completely shuts down that Rams team.
Yeah, what's the stat?
The stat they are here. I got it right here.
Only team in the NFL to not give up 2 touchdowns, right?
I think it's no. I don't think it's 2 touchdowns. It's the Cowboys are. Oh God, I'm sorry. Where is it? There it is. The Cowboys, only one NFL team has prevented opponents from scoring multiple touchdowns in every game this season.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Dallas
fire.
Cowboys.
That's a fire
Dallas Cowboys.
stat.
That is a fire stat. So
Especially-
they already ruled Cup to be They already ruled Rush to be the quarterback
This
against
week.
the Eagles this week.
Yes, sir. We love it. We want to ride the hot hand, especially for this game.
So that brings me to what I wanted to ask you: Cooper or Dak?
Ride it.
When Dak can come back healthy, are you staying Cooper Rush until he shows that he's not the guy?
I think you obviously look at this game to see what you would do because this is going to be the toughest matchup.
The people said Cooper Rush. I put a Twitter poll on Twitter.
Yeah.
I believe yesterday, 25 votes, 76% said Cooper Rush.
Okay. And I think that they probably have the same thought process as us, ride the hot hand. But I think that this game is going to tell you what you need to see because the Eagles, like we said, they're stacked on defense. They know how to play the Cowboys being a division opponent. They're at the top of the division.
They usually trade games, though, don't they?
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. Like they know what they're going to get, I think, from playing each other. Despite having Cooper Rush, he's been in the system for multiple years. The Eagles are going to know more so than any team how to defeat him. And the way I look at the box score from last week, my guy played a great game managing, but he was still 10 of 16 for 102 yards. And
But the ground game got going.
yeah, that's the thing. If Philly has one of the best fronts in the league, if they come, load the box and stop the run and force Cooper Rush to throw and beat them, they have the DBs right now to not let that happen.
Slay and Bradbury are
Dogs. So
They're
that's
both guys.
I'm not feeling very confident from that standpoint. The rush game really has to, no pun intended, the rush game really has to show up for Cooper Rush to play his best game.
Oh, that was kind of a bar.
Hey, a little bar there for you, but that's the way I look at it. I'm being realistic for this game because obviously I'd love to say
your team is good and you're playing a real football game this weekend.
but I
miss that feeling,
I don't necessarily think that our defense in this stat of holding every team to only one touchdown.
Well, who have you
this
guys
year.
played? You guys have played the Bucks, which is a pretty impressive. Only scored 2 touchdowns that game. Giants, Rams, another impressive offense.
Yeah.
And
Commanders. Okay.
And Cincy.
Yeah, and Cincinnati.
Okay.
Another impressive offense.
Okay. And so you know what I look at from my perspective there right away, right off the bat, what stands out to you? Besides Daniel Jones, we didn't play a mobile quarterback that is more than 25% of the offense on the ground through him.
Jalen Hurts is about 50% of that offense, no doubt.
And the part of that I obviously look at is our best player is Micah Parsons, and he was banged up last week. And whenever we play a running quarterback like that, he's usually taken out to spy that quarterback because he's the fastest player on our team. That limits us from rushing the passer and being able to do other things that we've been doing so consistently this year because we have to account for Jalen Hurts. So that's when I look at our defense and say we're not as equipped to be as dominant in this game as we have been for the rest of the year because we just don't match up with them as well right now, especially if Micah's not healthy. So that's the part that scares me for this weekend.
Okay.
And, I mean, I'll say it. I personally I don't know what the fucking spread is. I would assume that after last week.
It's probably pretty close. I'd say it's probably like 7. Probably like
7.
Probably like somewhere between 3 and 7, I would say.
I think it's going to probably be 2.5.
You think?
Someone's direction. Yeah, just after I'll look, but I don't know. I'm leaning towards the Eagles if I was betting on that game, just for them to cover points.
Wow.
And,
fake fan.
I mean,
I'm just kidding. You're just a nervous guy.
I'm definitely gonna be cheering, but no, I mean, you have to give it to me. All those points I made are realistic. And
right now, Eagles are -6.
Really? Okay, never mind. I don't know if they're gonna cover that.
No, I don't think they will.
I hope it'll be closer than that. Fuck, but who knows? I guess we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting one Sunday night. So I definitely think that's the game to watch, primetime wise this week.
Yeah, I think.
We got Buffalo, Kansas City though, which
I think, which if they could flex games, that game would have been flexed. But
regardless,
I think we'll finally get a good Sunday night. I think we'll finally get a good primetime game. Even though Monday night game all the Monday night games, actually haven't been that bad. It's been the Thursday and the Sunday night games that have been dumpers. But I agree with you. I think there's a lot more in this game that you have to pay attention to when it comes to the question of what quarterback do you want going forward. I think the only way you turn away from Cooper Rush after this game, regardless if Dak isn't fully healthy, I don't think you should turn away from Cooper Rush regardless of the outcome of this game.
Facts.
I think if they win, I think you ride the
Dak
hot
needs
hand.
to be 100%.
Needs to be 100%, especially the way that this team is looking with Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
You want Dak to be 100%.
What's the point of rushing him back?
I think, literally.
It's just ego shit for Dak, I think.
Yeah, it is. And I think Dak is pretty confident. Dak probably thinks, like, this is still my team. Like, they're paying me all this money. They're going to play me at some point.
I hope so.
Which I think Cooper Rush playing so good and the Cowboys winning consistently, I think that takes more pressure off of Dak to have to come back right now, and that almost helps him recover better because he doesn't feel like he needs to rush through rehab and get out there every single day at practice and overthrow his hand, basically. But God, what was I going to say? I think if they win this game, if Dallas wins this game, obviously you stick with Cooper Rush because you just beat the undefeated Eagles and you're first place in the division. Like, obviously, at that point, I think Jerry's going to say, we're going to keep Cooper Rush until Dak is fully go. Yeah. But even if the only reason I would actually question, okay, maybe Dak needs to come back is if you guys get blown out.
But, yeah.
Like, if you guys lose and you guys lose by, like, if it's a close game, kind of like what we just saw with this Eagles-Cardinals game where it comes down to, like, the last possession or, like, it's just a close game regardless, I don't think you look at Cooper Rush and say, okay, he's obviously not the guy. Because at some point, Cooper Rush is going to be perfect and he's going to lose a game at some point. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like a 3-point, one-possession game, like, I don't think as a Cowboys fan, Cowboys coach, I don't think you look at this and go like, all right, you know what? Cooper Rush experiment is over. Now, if you guys lose this game and then next week, you guys lose again.
Yeah.
Then that's when you're like, all right, we're 4 and
Dak, you ready?
You guys go from 4-1 to 4-3. That's when it's like, okay, Dak, our franchise guy. Like, you know what I mean? If Cooper Rush to me has played good enough to where I don't think he's on that short of a leash. Where if he loses one game, it's like, all right, he's done. Dak, you need to come back right now.
And that's the thing. He's playing consistent, but he's not doing anything crazy. He's going not. 10 of 16, 15 of 22. Mm-hmm. He's not fucking.
But they're winning.
I know, and that's the thing,
they're
though.
Winning. It's crazy. He's a game manager. That's what he is.
And that's the thing. When Dak comes back, it's going to be like his stat line's going to be.
They play next week, Spence?
33 passes for 290 yards.
And that's what I think the problem is. That's this to me is showing that Dallas, their bread and butter is a balanced offense.
I agree. I think that we need to just look at this and be more balanced with Dak.
100%.
Because Dak was throwing way too much before. He was always in the opportunity to get injured. He was having to move the pocket, do everything to win type of thing. I think if we stay consistent with the run game with Dak, being able to throw out a shotgun and be able to get the ball to CD and do what Cooper Rush is doing, I think we have a really good chance of doing whatever we want.
Yeah, because you guys finally have Dan Quinn obviously showed strides with the defense last year, but now your defense is obviously good. Like you guys, and you'll be the first one to say Dallas has struggled last couple of years with defense. Their defense has been
historically bad 2 years
Baker
ago.
Mayfield and the Browns a couple years ago put up like 45 points on you guys.
That OBJ threw the
touchdown. When he threw the touchdown to Jarvis Landry, like you guys have been bad, and now that your defense is finally really, really good, the offense is kind of there, and that's why I think that's why people are so antsy on who's it going to be, Cooper Rush or Dak, because this offense is doing pretty good with Cooper Rush, but
the D is built to go. So what's
D's
up?
built to go. But imagine how this offense could look if Dak comes back and plays like how he played pre-injury.
Yeah.
That's the biggest question for you guys the rest of the year.
And that's the thing. I don't want him playing the way he was pre-injury. I don't want him throwing 35
Well, I mean, in terms
times.
of like
consistency
with the balanced type.
I know what you mean.
Because Dak pre-injury was also, not only was he throwing the ball a lot, but he was moving around a lot with his feet as well. He was definitely more of a dual threat player pre-injury. Now he's a little, obviously, with an injury of that extent, he's kind of backpedaled a little bit on that, and I think that's why we've seen him struggle. And he hasn't even really struggled. It's been more the Cowboys have gotten away from the running game because Dak has almost kind of felt like he has to be a full-on pocket passer now, and it's gotten away from the balanced offense that we've seen Dallas have over the year. Because Dallas has always been that kind of team. They've always been a team who has a good quarterback and a great running back. And they had a good quarterback in Dak, and Zeke at one point was looking like a great running back, and now it's like they have a good, maybe great quarterback in Dak and two good running backs. So it's like, what can this offense really look like? That's what I'm more interested in.
We look balanced, and I like it for sure. Especially, I mean, the defense plays off of the offense and the vice versa, especially with the way that Cooper Rush kind of handles about his business. He's more so, I'm going to stay on the offensive end, munch the clock, get a third down when I need, make sure the defense
You thought I was into you?
Give it to Zeke, first down. Ice spice.
So following the Eagles, the Cowboys play Detroit at home, and they got Chicago at home as well.
Fuck yeah.
So it's Eagles, Detroit, Chicago?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, though.
And then they go to Green Bay.
That's right.
That's sick.
What if it's Rush versus Rodgers?
Dak's definitely back by then.
Dak will be back by then. But that's the thing. What if Dak is back by then, but
Not playing.
They're 7-1 at that point. Like, imagine if they're 7-1 with Cooper Rush. Like, how do you turn around and go, okay, let's throw Dak in there?
Dude, low-key, that makes me excited. I mean, whether we win or drop this game in Philly, like...
Because you guys will for sure beat Chicago.
Detroit and Chicago, like, come on.
Chicago will... Sorry, John L. For sure we'll beat Chicago. But we're looking kind of far ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to do that yet, but...
I mean, hey, it's exciting when your team is good, and you can actually be like, wow, we might be 7-1. Like, we might be 1-7. What was that for?
Say my lucky prayers.
Oh, my God. You know what, dude?
My bad, bro.
I mean, we already kind of talked about the Bucs game a little bit. Do we want to touch on that game a little more? I mean,
no, that game was a snoozer besides
was a snooze.
the bullshit at the end.
Let's keep it in the division. Giants beat the Pack.
Oh, yeah, that game was sus.
Are the Giants legit?
Mm.
And are the Packers, should they be worried? What do you think? Was it more of Packers, first international game?
Yeah, international games are always the weirdest, though.
Rodgers was kind of saying he was a little,
Dude, the way I look at it, I'm sure you watched that game, but, like, it came down to the Packers at the end. They didn't get it for whatever reason. They still had the opportunity to win.
Defense for the Giants, though, did show up at the end. You got to give them
some
credit.
But
and
they
you
still
know what?
drove it all the way down to the goal line.
Oh, my God.
You know what? I got to give it to Adoree Jackson, USC Player of the Week.
I walked right
all
into it.
over the place.
He's playing really good right now.
He is doing really good.
He's playing
and that's
really good
back-to-back weeks. Starting off the season, I was giving it to the wide receivers. But, yeah, tonight I've got to give it to Adoree Jackson.
Back-to-back
really
TVs.
good.
This man knows USC
Spencer
football.
Steinke's SC Player of the Week, brought to you by
Nobody.
Funko Pops.
I wish.
Nobody.
Yeah, no, he had 5 solo tackles, tackle for loss, recorded 7 on the night. That's pretty good.
Damn, that is pretty good.
He's just playing really good in coverage right now, too. I mean, that defense is kind of nice.
The Giants are kind of nice.
But like I said, I made this point earlier.
4-1.
The Giants are some zombies, man. They,
They
for whatever
ball.
reason, just keep surviving.
What if he's the real deal?
They shouldn't have won
though?
this last game.
What if he's the?
They shouldn't have won.
We don't know.
No.
We don't know.
Not if
Watch it
Dory had
back.
something to say about it.
We don't know.
Watch
I've
it
watched
back.
it back.
What?
The Packers were up 17-3, 20-3 at one point.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The Giants
Call your guy. What's up?
the Giants just don't fucking quit. And he had a chance at the end. Back-to-back batted down passes. That's such a fucking fluke-ass
That Hail Mary
bullshit.
he was going to throw after they got the safety, he looked like he was about to cork that ball.
70 in the air, bro.
He was going to
for
throw
real.
that ball. That was going to be a moon ball.
I wish I could fucking see
Spencer's
that
pumping
shit.
his hands. What's going on? Home run?
Trey Turner home run.
Oh, my God.
Back-to-back home run. Well, back-to-back games with a home run.
No shit.
Yep.
Should have put money on that.
Tim, we might need to start covering some postseason ball.
Fuck no.
We should just become an LA sports podcast.
Fuck
I
no.
hate
Absolutely
that.
not. Absolutely not.
This guy's getting
No
really
way.
I'll
antsy
take
over
care of
there.
that.
Yeah,
I'll
no.
take care of
Yeah,
it.
no. But, yeah, what's up? Are the Giants... You should be worried. The Giants are kind of asleep.
We already beat their ass.
But, hey, they might trade.
I don't know.
Might trade a game.
I definitely could see us trading, but I don't think they're legit. Three teams deep in that division, they're going to all beat each other up, and I think that we will prevail.
So then do you think the Packers might have just dropped a game? Like it was
Yeah.
just a game that they should have won? Because, I mean, let's be honest here. The Giants do look like a much better football team this year.
Yeah,
without a
for
doubt.
sure.
Brian Daboll's got them looking good. Daniel Jones,
Playing a little bit less like a fucking maniac.
his
Finally.
his turnover percentage is 0.6
yeah,
now.
dropped. It's dropped.
It was, I think they said it was
1.1 or 2,
it
right?
was I think I saw something that said it was like 1.6 his rookie year, and then last year it was 1.2, and this year it's 0.6.
Yeah. So
And that's per game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, they got Saquon back, who's finally looking. Is Saquon the best running back in the NFL?
Shit, right now. Not right?
I mean, are we forgetting somebody? I feel like every time we say somebody's the best, and then we go, oh, wait.
Chubb? I don't know.
Chubb is a dog.
I don't know who
But
the
they're
yards
two-
leader is.
They're
but
two. I think it's still Saquon. But I know Chubb and Saquon the past like 3 weeks have been alternating back and forth.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, you think this was more of the Giants? 'Cause
Saquon's the most dominant.
we got to give
right
the
now.
Giants their flowers because they are a much better team. But do you think genuinely this was a game that Green Bay just let slip away?
It's got to be, right?
Because I mean, they were up 20-3 at one point. Giants stormed back. I mean,
I just smell classic London game. They get up early.
Meet me at the London.
Meet me at the London. They just get up early, 20-3, like you said. They get in the locker room. They're all fucking.
Bro, did you see Dayball after the game? Like,
Yeah, he was geek.
getting hype, and I just think that's so funny because like that moment would have been. I feel so bad for him because that moment, beating Green Bay would have been so much more sicker if it was in New York. Like he was screaming like that at the London
for
fans,
sure.
like you know what I mean? Like
He was so hyped,
Yeah.
and they were probably like, "You bloody wanker!"
yeah, like, literally, bro. Did you see the fucking chant that the Giants fans were saying before the game?
Yeah, wasn't it
They're
like?
like, take your cheese and stick it up your ass.
Yeah.
Take your smelly cheese, stick it up your ass. I was like, oh my God, there's like some legit Giants fans. And
Yeah, dude.
there's a lot of like people every year. I feel like we always see a big turnout for the international games, but there's a lot of people who love the NFL
It's hype.
in London. And
Dude, they're just like such animated fans.
Dude,
like hearing them cheer
well,
for
because
football is fire.
that's what I was going to say. Like whenever I
so funny.
watch soccer, like highlights or like of the fans, like I always sit here and I go, oh my God, like wouldn't that be so fun to go to an NFL game and like chant shit like that at the
Yeah.
opposing team? Like,
And they're on that
seeing
live.
them actually do it for NFL games, I'm like, why aren't we more like that? Like all we do is boo when we throw trash on the field. Like, let's get some fucking chants going, bro. Like,
Shout out to any international viewers. You guys are dope.
yeah, if we have any international viewers, that's pretty sick. But yeah, it's always so fun. Like the NFL's going to Germany this year, bro. Like imagine, I'm curious to see what the turnout's going to be there. Like if the
Yeah.
Germany turnout is as big as the London turnout is, like NFL, it's already becoming a worldwide sport, but we might really see like football.
They're talking expansion.
Yeah, they're talking about 2 teams in London.
4.
They're talking,
International
they're talking
teams?
they're talking
4
about putting
total teams.
putting
One
a
in
whole
Germany,
division.
2 in England, or 1 in London, 1 in
way.
UK. Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking about doing a whole division international.
That sounds like a lot of travel.
I heard last thing
Yeah,
I heard was
that
2.
doesn't sound like
Last thing
it's
I
very
I
heard
think
was
they're
2
waiting
teams.
for this plane to be built that travels like from New York to London.
Well, what
in
would
like
probably
4 hours.
what would probably happen is most of the teams that would be traveling to the international locations would be East Coast. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't see a lot of West Coast teams flying to because I feel like they would have to. That'd be so much.
There's just a lot of logistics.
West
you got to
Coast
do
would
a
have to, yeah.
supplemental draft. You got to do
Yeah.
reshape teams. Like it's kind of fucking.
And
crazy.
like every player that gets drafted, they're gonna have to get citizenship in that country. Like it's a lot. It's not gonna be for
just
years.
all comes down to the money.
It's gonna be probably. It probably will be like would imagine probably 10 years from now.
But I was thinking about it. Like obviously, I don't know how I'd feel as a grown man, like playing in the NFL and already being established, and then having to up and move. But like thinking right now, that would be fucking hype.
Oh yeah, but think about that. Like, what if like they have a team in Amsterdam, and like it's legal to like do whatever you want there? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I mean, damn near it's legal to do damn near whatever you want here. But yeah, it's just so cool to see the international games and see the actual turnout of what's going on with those games. It makes me excited. I'm ready. There's 2 more. There's another game in London and there's another game in Germany.
Yeah, it's dope to see the reach too that the NFL has now. It's obviously the biggest spectacle on TV, like weekly for any live anything, no matter season or what sport's on. So I don't know. I just like to see it keep growing. It definitely means that the sport and the product's going to get better and better. And as football fans, that we obviously talk about it for fun. It's cool to see. I think, and as the game stretches internationally, it'll be cool to see the integration of more players, more fans, more people that are interested in the game. I mean, yeah, what's not to love about it, honestly?
We do have to talk about this though.
Yeah, what's next? Bring it to me.
I mean, it's really the last big topic that I had for the show.
All right.
Other than, a couple things, are the Vikings a sleeper team in the NFC, you think? I would say so. Maybe not Super Bowl, but I think they're definitely a contender they could hang with anybody. Obviously not the Eagles. They've proven over the years that they can't beat the Eagles. Mm-hmm. This is not that topic, by the way, that I was saying.
No.
These are just, little side topics.
Yeah, I'm honestly going to say no, they're not a sleeper team. Because every game that they pretty much are in, no matter what, ends up being close. They can never finish anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Even
they almost lost to Chicago.
That's what I'm saying. He starts 18 of 18. They look dominant as fuck on offense, and they end up almost losing at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know. And the Vikings are always on that shit. So, like, they look very, very good offensively right now. Kirk Cousins is playing amazing. They're starting to get Thielen into the works a little bit. Jefferson's obviously out of this world. Depending on how they choose to cover him, he still seems to get open. But it's the team down the line that does not scare me. I mean, they obviously have Dalvin Cook and can run the ball, but they don't scare me because they never seem to finish games. They never seem to shut anybody down on defense when they need it. The only consistent player that they have defensively, I mean, that you look at right now, I mean, they have Zadarius Smith and they have Danielle Hunter rushing the passer, which is a great combination, very underrated. And then you have Kendricks in the middle, obviously, and then Harrison Smith on the back end. But they're really weak in corner. Patrick Peterson's a fucking liability. There's no other way to look at it. Cameron Dantzler is a young player. He's not very dominant right now, and he still gets worked. So, like, the fact that Harrison Smith is in the box player and his biggest utilization is being able to tackle people in the run game and impose his will down in the box. Him having to play makeup ball and play, deep third for these fucking boof-ass corners, it doesn't really suit well for them moving down the stretch. I think that they do need to stay healthy, too. They're a team that's historically been riddled by injuries, especially when they start to play well. Down the stretch, they end up falling off, especially. I mean, I love that Dalvin Cook is training right now, and he's healthy. He had some good runs last week. But yeah, I know. I love to see them be 4-1, and I mean, they're at the top of the division right now, but they just don't jump off this screen as that team that is.
Wow, they are the top of the division. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think they're going to end at the top of the division, and I don't think anybody has a lot of confidence in them ending at the top of the division.
Yeah, well, I was looking at side topics that I had for the rest of the show, and we've pretty much covered them all, and I'm only saying this because I've been avoiding this pretty much the whole show.
What?
Bills absolutely roll over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I mean, we already touched on that.
Sunday.
We knew that.
But there's some things I wanted to talk about.
Oh, what do you want?
Things I wanted to talk about. Some things.
Are you guys fucking dead?
Oh, we're dead. We're
All right.
dead.
At least you're not in denial.
We're dead. We're a dead team, But here's what I want to talk about. Look, you know what? Let's get the Steelers shit out of the way.
Agreed.
Is Pittsburgh the worst team in the league? Be honest, because there's a lot of 1-4 teams right now.
Who? You have.
I said that in confidence, but I think there's maybe like 3 1-4 teams right now.
I don't think they could be the worst team in the league.
They're close.
They're very close.
Really, really close.
This is the first time in my life I've ever experienced
Damn
this.
near. It's you guys in Houston, right?
It's us, Houston, and the Lions are 1-4, and I think Indy. Wait, no, Indy's.
We got the Commanders,
Yeah,
the Raiders,
yeah,
the Lions,
yeah,
Panthers,
yeah.
and then the Texans are 1-3-1.
Jesus.
Yeah, Panthers are worst team in the league.
Yeah, Panthers are
Yeah,
probably
I would agree,
worse.
but we're probably top 3.
Panthers, Texans, you guys.
Damn, you think
Commanders?
the Commanders are better than us?
Yeah,
What?
bro. Despite what we say right now, their receiving core is fucking
so good. It's
dirty.
So good. Did you see what Ron Rivera said about Carson Wentz?
Yeah. What's the
What did he say, quarterback?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
dude's
said
a
what- he's-
fucking bum.
They basically said what I think the question was like, what sets you guys like, what's the difference between you guys and the rest of the teams in the division? He just said quarterback.
Belt.
Yeah, I was just about
Belt.
to say.
Yeah, classic.
How do you hold your pants up while you're performing on stage? Belt.
Shout out Travis. Shout out Nardwar.
Yeah, how's it looking for Mike Tonkin?
Yeah, what's up with Tonkin?
Mike's got 2 good years to get this team together. Honestly, if he doesn't fire our offensive coordinator at the end of the season, I probably won't watch a game next year.
Shut the fuck up, dude. He says that every year, and I wish it would just happen so we could hold it.
Because
against
our
him.
offensive coordinator is so fucking bad, dude.
Yeah, he is. But that's
Like-
the thing. I mean, how much better are you guys gonna get with?
We went from Randy
Fitchner.
Fitchner, who ran damn near the exact same offense, just maybe threw in a couple more screens a game than Matt Canada, to now Matt Canada, who instead of a couple more screens a game, he does a couple more jet sweeps. And we have Chase Claypool, who said during the offseason that he's a top 3 wide receiver. You know his stats for the season? 11 receptions, 79 yards.
Nice.
Yeah, we're paying our number 1 receiver $18 million a year to drop 7 fucking slants a game. Seven slants, maybe 2 or 3 really cool one-handed catches for a gain of 5 yards. But
Yeah.
let's just throw the only shining light,
Pickens in Pickett.
literally, like even though people are hating on Pickett a lot on social media, but he didn't look as bad playing against a really good Bills team last week. So that's why I'm just very curious to see how he makes it out of these next 3 games, because our next 3 games are Tampa Bay, Miami, Philadelphia. Tough, very tough. We have the Steelers have the toughest remaining schedule for the rest of the season. Brought to you by PFF. They are the ones who I saw. Not brought to you by like they were sponsoring us, Spencer. I saw the way you looked at me when I said that, but
out
PFF.
You can't see my eyes.
PFF
A source
is the
of
one,
PFF.
Yeah, source of PFF. But Steelers have a lot of things we can talk about, and I can talk about them for a long fucking time. But the main thing I want to get out of this is, who are you taking in the AFC right now? Bills, Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Wow.
Chiefs right now.
Chiefs.
Wow. Really? Okay, that was quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
They haven't.
Now, is it because the Chiefs are still proving to be dominant after people were saying all offseason that they weren't going to be without Tyreek Hill? Or is it because we've already seen Bills and Chiefs play in a high-intensity game like last year's divisional playoffs, and they found a way to come up on top?
Fuck, I forgot they play this week, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm at. Like, so basically, who are you picking this weekend? Bills or Chiefs? And I believe it's in Buffalo. It's in
No, it's in.
It's in Arrowhead.
Oh no, yeah, it's an Arrowhead. Yeah, that's right.
This is the
We talked about
first
that.
time in Patty's career that he's ever been a home underdog.
They're underdogs?
They're underdogs.
No way.
First time in Patty's career he's ever been a home underdog.
I'm pulling the spread up right now.
There's no
Minus
way.
2.5.
Yeah.
-2.5.
No way they lose. Give me Chiefs plus 2.5. I don't give a fuck. Even so, bro, we thought.
Take an alternate spread.
Yeah, low key. I'd get a little bit more points out of it. But we saw them drop really far down to the Raiders in that last game. And was there ever a doubt to you guys at any point they were going to come back?
No.
It felt like we knew.
Oh, you mean lose?
Yeah, lose. Like,
Yeah.
that they were going to. I knew they were going to come back type shit. Like, it was like when they went down 17-0, it was just like, okay, they're going to score on the next possession. And then the pressure's all on the Raiders. If they don't score again, it's going to be 14-17, motherfuckers. So you better be ready. Like, and that's the shit that we always see with the Chiefs. That's why I think I'm excited for this game, because the Bills are the same type of team. It's going to be a shootout for sure. It's going to be electric. I don't know. I think the Bills secondary being so banged up is going to prove dividends in this game because Patrick Mahomes is going to be able to pick apart what he needs to. But I think the X factor has got to be Vaughn. Vaughn is going to play a huge part in this because he's going to be on Mahomes' ass. And, yeah, blitzing Mahomes is one thing, but if you have a fucking edge rusher chasing him the whole time, it's a completely different story, especially when you don't have Tyreek to throw the ball up too deep as a security blanket. Like, just throw it up and he's going to go get it. It's going to be a great game.
It's going to be such a good game. I'm just looking at, like, everything that's, like, being wrapped up in this game. Like, the fact that Patty Mahomes is the underdog to me is
at home. That's why I like the Chiefs, bro. They're so good at home.
The opening right now for the points total is 53.5. You think they'll score more than that total?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what each team scoring. That's each
24.
team 20. Yeah,
I think
24.
it'll be a shootout.
Or no, 20.
Well, because I mean 25 and 25 is 50, so it's so it's like 26.
Yeah, 26 and a half.
4 apiece.
Yeah, 4 teeds a piece, pretty much.
The first half spread was 27 or over. Or over under was 27. Sorry for the first half.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Chiefs' defense is weak compared to Bills, so it's really going to be.
But the Bills' defense is injured.
Oh my God! Yeah, they're second.
The whole back four.
God,
the
this
whole
game
back
is gonna
four.
be so good.
That's what I'm saying. It levels out. The whole back four is injured. That's why Von Miller is going to have to play a huge role.
That's definitely game of the week for sure, no doubt. What time is that game at? You got it up, Spence?
125.
125. Oh my God. Oh yeah. And it's gonna be Romo.
Hey,
It's CBS.
let's go.
Well, hey, let's lead right into our picks, huh?
All right, yeah, let's run through
right.
the games.
First game. Thursday night football. We got a
Trash
primetime
bag.
matchup.
Trash bag juice game.
Juice. Trash bag, like the juice that comes out of the trash bag?
Exactly.
Oh my God. We got the 2 and 3 Chicago Bears going up against the 1 and 4 Washington Commanders. Right now, the Bears are. Oh, there's actually not a. There's not a pick for this game yet. Do you see a spread? Oh, the opening right now.
It's even.
I was gonna say it's 0.5. Who are you picking?
ESPN has the Commanders winning.
Yeah, give me Commanders.
Yeah, right now FanDuel has Chicago -1.
Give me Commanders.
Give me Commanders.
Yep.
I'm picking Chicago for this one.
I'm going Chicago.
All right, we're going Chicago.
They were close last week. I
Chicago.
almost had that upset.
All right, we got the next game.
Dude, Commanders are going to fucking win for sure.
Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh.
What?
Right now, Tampa Bay's favored at 8.5.
It's not the next game.
Well, I'm
Wait,
just going off of FanDuel.
Oh, okay.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
I'm picking Pittsburgh. Kenny
Dumb.
gets his first one at home.
Against Brady?
Buccaneers are struggling a little bit right now.
They are
Divorce
struggling.
Brady.
They're struggling a little bit. They're struggling a little bit.
To
They
be
are.
divorced
A little
Brady,
bit.
you think?
Oh, yeah. Brady also loves playing at Pittsburgh and fucking beating us in front of our fans. So,
Yeah,
I won't be surprised.
give me Brady.
I am taking Pittsburgh.
But I wouldn't be
I'm
surprised
not taking
if they
that bias.
lost.
I genuinely think that we're going to turn around and get a win this week.
I wouldn't be surprised just because Brady got that bullshit win last week and you guys have dropped too.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm like,
It's we're due for a win. That's kind of why I'm thinking.
yeah.
Because if we don't get it this week, it'll be next week against Miami.
Give me Pittsburgh's points and Bucks money line.
All right, Spence, Bucks or Steelers?
Oh, Bucks all day.
Yeah.
Dick. Next game we got Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indy's favored 1.5. I'm gonna go probably Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
Okay.
Indy is the worst team at playing Jacksonville ever.
Ever. Oh yeah, they've already played this year.
Yeah, Jags smack that ass. Smack that ass like a drum.
They're playing
Spence?
in Indy.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna take the Colts.
Okay. All right.
Colts are favored, bro. I just give me Jags.
Cincinnati at New Orleans. I'm taking the Saints. Right now, Cincinnati's favored at 1.5.
Yeah, I'll take Cincinnati.
I'm taking Cincy.
All right, I'm taking Saints. New York Jets at Lambeau.
Fuck. Gotta be
Right
Green
now,
Bay.
they're Green Bay favorited by 7.
It's a lot of points, but
That is a lot of points.
especially the way that New York has been playing. That's a little surprising, but you got to go with Green Bay.
A lot of their games, I
Yeah,
feel like,
go
have been
Pack,
very
go.
close, minus this Dolphins game.
It's a must-win for Green Bay, and Jets are riding high. I think they get humbled.
I'm going to go Green Bay.
Yep.
Patriots at Cleveland Browns. Right now, Cleveland's favored by 2.5. I'm picking Patriots. Not just because I hate Cleveland, but
Patriots.
Belichick historically plays very well against Cleveland because it's his former team. They always try and do that whole.
20, yeah.
They always try and do that whole like, oh, Belichick could have been the Browns head coach bullshit. Like,
Coming off a crazy 29-0 win against the Lions.
Zap Loki's looking kind of nice. Is he going to take Mac Jones' starting spot?
Shit, it's still Bailey Zappi is
Yep.
playing. Fuck. Cleveland won last week, right?
No, they lost. Remember to San Diego or to LA? Because remember Staley.
Oh, yeah, crazy.
Staley did that bullshit that we didn't even talk about.
Yeah. Fuck that. Everybody knows what's good with that. Staley's a fucking big nut psychopath.
Yeah. He would jump off a bridge if analytics said to do it.
Facts. I don't know who to take. This game is a toss-up for me. I don't know who to pick.
I'm picking Patriots.
I think I got Cleveland.
All right.
I'm not taking a pick. I don't know, honestly. I could
Me
see
and you
either
in this
team
game.
winning.
Next we got Minnesota at Miami.
Minnesota.
Right now Minnesota's favored 3.5.
Miami, 100%.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna take Minnesota. I'm
Nope.
gonna take Minnesota. I think Miami. Bridgewater's not playing. It's confirmed. It's gonna be Skylar Thompson.
Oh, fuck.
That
He
was today.
sucks.
That happened today.
He sucks, but I don't like Minnesota going into Miami in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I don't know. That's another game that I have no fucking clue on. If I have to pick, I think I'll just ride with Miami.
Okay. Now we got Baltimore at New York Football Giants.
I just realized that was so pussy of me to not even pick. I'll go Cleveland on that other one.
This is a big one, though. This one really kind of sets the tone for the Giants on how
I'm picking the Giants to upset.
if they're one of those standout teams.
I'm picking the Giants to upset. Baltimore's favored by 6 right now, but I'm picking New York to upset.
I think I got to go Ravens.
Ravens.
Okay. Then we got 49ers at Falcons. Right now, 49ers minus 5.5. I'm picking 49ers.
49ers.
49ers, I think, are Super Bowl contenders.
I think I'm going to go Falcons.
I just want to put that out there. I think they're
Going
legit
Falcons.
contenders.
Falcons shock.
Yeah.
I think they are legit contenders.
I could see
No
the
doubt.
Falcons winning just after getting so hoed last week, right?
Mhm.
Right.
You got to go 49ers, though.
Carolina at Rams. Right now, Rams are favored by 10.
Rams.
I'm going
Rams.
Rams. That's an easy dub.
Cooper Kupp, 300 yards.
Cardinals at Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by. Cardinals are favored by 3. Sorry.
Gino Frappuccino.
Yeah, I'm picking Seattle.
Gino, give it to me.
Yeah.
Frappuccino.
Yeah, let's go Seattle.
We're gonna do this game last, so I'm gonna skip to the next game. Dallas at Philadelphia. Right now, Philadelphia is minus 6. This is hard for me too because I wanna. Philadelphia at some point is gonna drop a game, and if they do drop a game, I think it's gonna be a division game. So I'm gonna pick Dallas this game.
Fuck. I feel like good juju will come to me if I don't ride with Cooper. So I like Philadelphia money line, but I like the points with Dallas. But yeah,
Your heart says Dallas.
yeah. My heart says if I ride with Coop after he just picked Dallas, they're gonna get blown out by 60. You feel me? That's the type of shit that would happen to me. So you know what? I'll ride Eagles.
Okay, Spence.
I hate to say it, but I think Cowboys.
Fuck.
Okay.
hate
Denver
that.
at Chargers. Chargers favored 4.5.
I wish. Do we know what the
I
public is
hope
on right
Denver
now?
wins that game.
I hope. What'd you say?
I want to know what the
The spread.
damn Philadelphia matchup predictor is 75% win.
Yeah, I'm picking Dallas for the upset.
Fuck. What are the odds on that? What's the
Philly's
Spread
favored
is-
by 6.
Yeah,
fuck? What's the money line odds?
Dallas is plus 215.
Oh, that's not high enough.
Denver at Chargers. Chargers favored by
Denver's
4.5.
got to start going.
I'm picking
I wanna-
Chargers.
Chargers, right?
I'm picking
I
Chargers.
just don't want Denver to win.
Well, Russ is
No,
coming,
I want
Russ is
Denver
coming
to
off
win.
an injury.
Yeah, that'd be so funny.
Russ is coming off again surgery
It would be
last
funny
week,
for
so-
Evan if Denver won, but I'm pissed. I want Russ to be sad. How about that? How about Russ is just sad?
How about the way Melvin Gordon was looking at him on the sidelines?
Yeah.
Did you see that? I mean,
was-
I think I saw like 3 different cuts where he was just staring at Russ.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Okay, maybe I don't want Russ to be sad, but he needs to be humbled. He needs a little humble pie.
He's been humbled. He's
Stop
been
acting
humbled.
like a fucking robot, bro.
He's been humbled a lot.
Did you guys see that future clip of him saying he was going to go try out for quarterback of the Broncos?
No.
He put it in a song. He's like about to be the quarterback of the Broncos or some shit like that.
No fucking
He's
shot.
flexing, bro. I think he thinks that Russ being shitty right now is fucking hilarious.
That's awesome.
What if
I
Future
love
just
that.
put like $1 million curse on him? Some crazy shit like that.
That would be wild.
Just to get Sierra back.
No, I think I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Okay.
Yeah, Chargers.
Last game.
Bump it up, bump.
Bills at Chiefs.
Bump, 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 bump,
Bills
bump, bump,
favorite
bump.
2.5.
I wish this got flexed to Monday night.
Me too.
Or even fucking Sunday night. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna pick the Bills. I'm going Buffalo.
In the home
Of the
Chiefs. Yeah, I'm picking Chiefs, baby.
I
You might
actually.
have just swayed me by making me do that. I might
Yeah.
do
This
Chiefs.
one's tough.
Sick.
Yeah, I
This
think I'm gonna do
one's really
Chiefs. I'm
tough.
changing my
No, you can't change,
pick. Okay,
bitch
I'm
ass.
going Bills. I'm going Bills.
Honestly,
That was hype though. God,
honestly,
that'd be
I
kind
wish
of
my
fire.
team did that.
If we had a Chiefs game to do that shit,
Yeah,
that'd
for
be
real.
fire.
based on the last time that the Bills were in Arrowhead, I want to say that they're gonna go in there with a little chip on their shoulder.
Oh,
you know,
for
losing to
sure.
the coin toss. I want to say that the Bills will probably win this game.
Yeah.
Although I think the Chiefs have looked more dominant through the season, I think the Bills might take this.
I think
one.
he might be right. I don't know. It's a fucking
I
toss-up,
really just been looking at Josh Allen, like his attitude, like losing that game.
He's been pissed ever since they've lost that game.
He
He's
has
been pissed.
just a really good like leadership look. Like
He
I don't know.
looks
I
motivated.
really think that the Bills might pull this one off.
He does look motivated, but I think too you have to put it conversely. Think about how much attention Josh Allen's been getting and how thrown to the wayside Patty's been this year. This shit could be feeling
Patty.
him just as much.
You say pie?
Patty,
Pie the pie.
Patty to my homie.
That video. I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here.
yeah, that shit's,
I'm
shit's
here.
fried as
That
fuck.
was fire. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. I
He
think
does sound like Kermit.
I'm here.
he does. I think Mahomes feels a
here.
little bit disrespected, honestly, by all the hype around Josh Allen, and I think he knows what's good. I think both quarterbacks understand what's at stake for each of them. They both got
I
a lot
agree.
riding on this game. It's gonna
I
be
agree.
fucking
It's gonna
sick.
be. It's gonna be the best
Overtime.
game.
I'm calling it.
Overtime?
We're getting an overtime.
Okay. Put some money on that. That's always a big juicy bet.
Yeah.
I could definitely see it. Overtime for sure.
All right.
But you know what's not going to overtime? Or extra innings, I might say. This Dodgers
Yeah.
game.
What's the score of the game?
Padres!
Oh hell no! It's 3-3 right now.
3-3.
Oh, shit. It's tight.
Damn.
It is a close one, but
Pause.
USC has Utah. If
Okay.
any of you USC fans out there were wondering, we got Utah this week.
Okay.
We're actually
They're underdogs.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, we're playing in Utah, so yeah, it's gonna be a tough game. But I think this is gonna be the one on the schedule that really
It's a test, but I like you guys.
puts us in playoff position.
I like USC.
I like Caleb.
I do too. I always like them.
Utah didn't look that dominant when I was on the field for the ASU game. No big deal.
Well, they also
my
just
God.
lost to UCLA.
Who, Utah?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Give
Did
me.
they really?
they did, and
Interesting.
they still have us as underdogs.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
And ASU's bum
You guys have been kind of playing down a little bit though.
A little bit, but I still think Caleb looks really good. Travis Dye has been amazing.
Mhm.
Our
Facts.
defense is pretty solid.
The no glove wonder.
Jordan, Mario Williams, like the Williams connection is there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got it. I
Okay.
think we just really need to kind of get the offense together, fix the run defense, and I think we got it.
Why'd you make that face?
I
He said.
don't know.
He's a concerned coach.
But yeah, hey, thanks
Hey.
for listening again this week, guys. We really appreciate it. Spencer, if you don't have anything that you'd like to close out the show, Weston, if you don't have anything that you'd like to close out the show with, my name is Cooper Pose, your host of Sideline Banter. Join with me as always, my co-host Weston Murphy and our wonderful producer Spencer Steinke.
Follow us at _sideline banter.
And like and subscribe.
Go Dodgers.
Okay, nope. Thanks for listening and
Enjoy football this week.
enjoy football this weekend.
We'll see you next week.